Known as one of the strongest characters in Gintama, Kagura is a character that is loved by many fans. Being a part of the most ferocious species in the galaxy, the Yato are a proud tribe of warriors that have exceptional physical strength. Kagura is the daughter of the legendary Umibozo and the master of Koan, Koka. Described as being a bit naive and a bit of a dunce, Kagura is suggested to be among the highest elite of Yato, far exceeding those of an average Yato, but her kind nature is what holds her back. Only when awakened is when Kagura is able to show her fullest potential. Residing as a member of the Yorozuya, Kagura is also the main female protagonist within the series of Gintama, and her energetic and cheerful nature is what sheds a light onto Gintoki and Shinpachi. Before arriving on Earth and becoming a part of the Yorozuya, however, Kagura suffered a traumatic loss within her family, and before becoming the person she is now, affected her deeply. Today on Gintama Explained, we will be discussing the entire origin story of Kagura. Whoa, before we get into the video, do you want your name shouted out in the next video? All you have to do is share this video on the internet and then tag me at MyRuzuKage over on Twitter, and I'll be sure to shout your name out in the next video. With that said, let's resume playing the video and dive into the history of Kagura. Kagura lived with the family within the slums of a faraway planet known as Rakuyou, with her father Umibozo, her mother Koka, and her older brother Kamui. When Kagura was just a baby, Kamui would go about the daily task of taking care of his sister due to their mother's illness and their father not really being home often due to his hunting work. Through this, the pair were inseparable, and Kamui did everything possible in order to make sure Kagura was protected. Eventually, over time, Kamui learned about the reasoning to his mother's illness and sought out to kill his father in combat in order to take Koka back to her home planet. However, Kamui ended up failing and only managed to sever Umibozo's left arm, which soon ended up causing Umibozo to lose control over himself, almost killing his only son, Kamui. It wasn't until Kagura stepped in order to stop the fight that the fight soon came to a halt, with Kamui abandoning the family in the process. With the fear of possibly losing control of himself and hurting Kagura, just like how he did Kamui, Umibozo begins to see his family even less than before, with now Kagura watching over her mother. One day while watching over her mother, Kagura noticed that her mother was not doing so well. Not knowing what to do, she eventually ended up calling out to her father. Ironically, during this time, Umibozo just walked into the home to witness what was happening. Soon after, Koka passed away, and Kagura was left alone. With her brother abandoning the family altogether, her father separating himself from the family with the fear of possibly making situations worse, and with the passing of her mother, Kagura decided to start a new life on the planet Earth. During Kagura's time on Earth, she survived her day-to-day life by doing specific tasks for people and eventually ended up getting involved with a local gang. The gang that she joined ended up providing food and shelter for Kagura, but manipulated her by using her power in order to gain more turf and reputation. Eventually, Kagura decides to leave the gang and get away from all the violence, and while on the run is when she first meets Gintoki and Shinpachi, after getting run over by them. After overcoming Kagura's predicament with the gang is when she eventually becomes a part of the Yorozuya, completing the trio that we know and love. Her relationship amongst the Yorozuya is one of the strongest in the series. Her relationship with Shinpachi is definitely seen as a brother-sister type, as though while Kagura is usually not polite to Shinpachi and also bullies him, she definitely does care for him deep down. A perfect example of this would be during the Yoshiwara in Flames arc when Shinpachi was getting beaten to death, and upon witnessing this, Kagura awakened her hidden Yato strength, saving Shinpachi from further harm. For Kagura's relationship with Gintoki, the relationship is perceived in either two ways: an older brother/little sister type and a father/daughter type. Gintoki and Kagura are essentially partners in crime and have many different gags together. She greatly admires Gintoki and has even picked up on some of his bad habits. In conclusion, Kagura has been on many ridiculous adventures with the Yorozuya. She might not have had the best experiences as a child with her family, but what we do know is that during her time of need, when Kagura was still battling these hardships, the Yorozuya were there for her, helping her heal her weak heart. Underneath that tough body filled with insane power lay a delicate heart filled with pain, but through her time with Yorozuya, Kagura found a family once again.